The sights and sounds of Earth. The sights and sounds of Earth. The sights and sounds of Earth. The sights and sounds of
All right. Hello, everybody. This is a special on-location edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. And yes, I am live right now in Central Florida. I'm not going to get too specific. Maybe I will one day, but we'll just leave it to your imagination for today. But I'm spending the weekend with friends here at what's kind of a, I don't know, I guess we would call it a resort location. And we're having a great time up here. Lots to do. We're doing some ham radio stuff with the club here, and yeah, it's a small club. I've kind of got to the point where I really like the smaller clubs better. I was a member of two different larger clubs, and I don't know. I'm not really that much on the big clubs. They tend to get fairly corrupt. And I'm just not much on them. So I'll just leave it like that. This club up here is a small club. It's a small community, and it's fun. I come up here and hang out and just have a good time with everybody. So anyway, I got the chat room up. We'll see what's going on out there. Hello, Carlotta. Closer than you think. And yeah, it looks like yeah, there's not a lot to show here. We're in kind of a campground setting, and there's not a whole lot to show here, but I guess in a manner of speaking there isn't. Anyway, but we're just basically hanging out, looking to have a good time this weekend. We've been working on some HF antennas earlier today. Joseph helped me literally run my feed line coming into the car. We had realized that I had it running through the door, and the door was starting to eat up the line. So it was time to do something about that. And so we had to go ahead and fix that up real quick. So we did, and that's fixed. And oh shit, what the hell was that? I don't know what that was. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that right now. It sounds like parts and pieces falling down everywhere. Isn't that awesome? So anyway, let's see here. We've got tonight not a whole lot going on. There's a few things I am going to mention tonight for those that may have missed the last few shows. And there is a snow event going on in the Northeast, but it's not so bad right now. But they are talking about a pretty bad storm system moving through there in the next few days. Let's see here. All right, and let's see. The only other thing here, we've got. I've got up 40 meters, and there is some signals on here. The noise floor is about 9 over. I got the car's literally off. We're going to do the show tonight with the car off. If the radio dies, it dies, and then we'll jump start the car in the morning. But anyway, for right now, that's what we got. Also, there's a massive blaze has engulfed historic New England's wharf. Firefighters race to contain the fire. 2 firefighters so far have sustained minor injuries battling the custom warehouse wharf blaze. Firefighters battled to contain a massive blaze that sparked Friday evening in a historic wharf in Portland, Maine. One building was destroyed by fire, the other was damaged, and the blaze that broke out on a custom house wharf. So anyway, the old port in Portland was a major 19th century and early 20th century, God, I hate when it jumps like that, hub for the commercial fishing industry in the area, and is now a popular tourist area with restaurants and shops. Working fishermen still keep their boats there in the area. Unfortunately, it looks like the fire had a pretty good head start on us when we got there, according to the firefighters, and they made a really aggressive attack to keep it from spreading down to the rest of the wharf, according to the deputy fire chief. And so there you go. It was a pretty big fire, but they were able to contain it to just mostly one building. And the bar there on the wharf has announced that they have survived the fire and are open tonight. So there you go. All right. Let's see what else we got going on out here in the world right now. Let's see if we can hear what it sounds like out here. Oh, we did good today on 20. I made a few contacts with POTA from time to time, and we had a good time with that. Is there anybody on the 7-2? Oh boy, let's see. Nope, look at that, it's quiet. It's quiet on the 7-2. Look at this mess. You know what this is? That's an AM station. See what it looks like? Sing along, you guys know the words. That's one of my favorite radio stations of all time. Oh wait, is this a news break? Oh, it's a news break. I guess there was no news. That's a fat ass signal. These countries, man, they buy these like huge transmitters that look like a power plant, and they hook these things up, and they literally cover the world with their signal. Of course, it sucks because this is in the ham band. And look, it's 20 over.
Battery is there, and we can set up and basically operate from anywhere. Over.
That's a pretty nice signal there. We can't hear who he's talking to, though. A lot of times that's the case. You can't hear who they're talking to, but you can hear just one side of the conversation. That's pretty common. All right, let me see what's going on in the chat room. The chat room. Well, if you see any nudity, let me know. Let's see. Hi, Q. I've never been out to Portland. K6ORJ. I am using right now, I'm using a ham stick on a tri-magnet on my trunk lid. And I'm using a 40-meter standard ham stick. And it works good. We've been working with a Yaesu ATOS, and we've been working with a Tar Heel, and neither one of us, they give us shit performance on the magnets. They don't work on magnets. You got to drill a hole with these things. They really like that direct grounding. However, the ham sticks tune up perfectly and seem to perform fairly well on the tri-magnet. So right now I've got a quad magnet and I got a tri-magnet. Right now I got the the tri-mag on the car, and it's got the screw-in type mount. And I got that there. These ham sticks do okay. I mean, look, you're not going to beat a wire cut to length hung in a tree. You're really not going to beat that unless you get some high price deal. But for a car, I think these ham sticks are about the best way to go. Like I said, I bought a Tar Heel. Joseph bought an ATOS. We're not happy with either one of them. And I kind of, I don't know. I think it's almost like the KISS principle. You guys know what the KISS principle is? It's called keep it simple, stupid. And I almost think that's where we're at with this. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's not overdo it. And it seems like these ham sticks on this triple magnet seem to work the best. So that's what I'm doing here. All right. And I went and looked around for videos tonight. There's not a lot going on. But this one up on the upper left is really cool. This is way up in the Arctic region. And I'll get the name for you in just a second. It just slipped my mind. But I don't have the little captions on tonight. I apologize. Looks like the upper right one quit. What's up with that? Oh, I gotta skip. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. That's back. That's just news up in the upper right. Upper center is a storm chaser up in the snow. We've got a couple of other storm chasers down here in the center, and a static cam, and you can see what my radio's doing. We've got all that going on, and you can see the snowstorm as it is progressing here towards Springfield, Ohio, where we currently have special weather statements up for that area, and also a special weather statement for Indianapolis, Columbus, Anderson, and the surrounding areas. Also Bloomington and areas south, Lincoln, Urbana, Tuscola, all this area here looking to get some pretty nasty weather tonight. Let's take a look at what they're talking about. This is a long one here, patchy dense fog. So we've got a patchy dense fog warning up there. We've got, I guess that's it. It's just, I guess they've got a really heavy fog that's come in there. And this is some light snow moving into the area. And it's not a big event, but it is a mess. So there you go. Most people that live up there are used to this kind of thing, and it happens, But anyway, we don't have any severe weather tonight. There's currently no severe weather watches or warnings right now. We currently have just those ones I was just showing you is pretty much what we got. We got a number of those special weather statements, and that's it. That's all we have nationwide. There's not. It's not one of those nights where there's a lot of coverage or a lot of anything going on. Okay, let's see what we got going on. There you go. Ron Poda today. That's good. Oh, the quick release adapter. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know they made such a thing. I'm going to check into that. I don't mind screwing them on and off, but that would make it easier. I do like the ham sticks. I do. They're just a rugged design, rugged nature, and I tend to like them. Hey, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, Carlotta Alada. All right, let's see here. I missed the cold days when all this. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I think that ham sticks are probably, if you're going to go mobile, something can happen to this stuff and you spend a bunch of money. I've seen a lot of guys with these big Tar Heels and these, what's the other one I can't think of the name of. There's a bunch of them. But I noticed that these guys don't use them long or don't keep them long, and they end up going back to a wire or a ham stick or something a little more simple. And I'm starting to wonder, and I'm starting to ask a lot. And between now and the hamcation, I don't know. I think I'll know by then. I am looking to buy a few things at hamcation, including some more ham sticks. I want to get I ended up getting Heath let me borrow a bunch of his ham sticks because my Tar Heel wasn't working, and the problem is I ended up getting 2 6s. That's my fault because I went through them and ended up getting 2 6s. I don't have a 10, so I'm definitely getting at least a 10 and a 20 ham stick, and then probably a 40 ham stick, and then from there.
Hello, Gator.
Yeah. Hey. Let's see. But anyway, so I'm hoping to get some of my own ham sticks. I'm going to see Heath probably in another month or so. I am going to be coming up to the mountains, Heath, sometime in January, and I'm bringing Mom. So this is going to be good. She's ready to go. She wants to go, and so we're making it so. And while I'm up there, we're going to stop by, and I'm probably going to take a day, and we'll go do some POTA or something, and I'll give you back your ham sticks. I don't know if he's in here tonight, but I'll tell him again later when I see him. Anyway, yes, Ron, there is a big storm system coming across the country. We're even going to see some pretty low temperatures down here in Florida, actually. There's people that were here at the resort that we're staying at that were complaining that it's going to be very cold in a few days. So
Arctic blast is coming.
it's an Arctic blast or something. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, I'm watching the chat room and I'm checking to see what's going on out there. I'm looking for more videos. I got to tell you guys something. These AI videos, I have very mixed emotions about some of them. And I'll tell you the one that really gets me is the Bob Barker ones. Have you guys seen? Am I crazy here? What? Have you guys seen the ones with Bob Barker where he's like going crazy on stage and yelling at people and throwing shit? I'm finding those to be amazingly funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because that I shouldn't probably think that, but I'm finding them to be hilarious. Just funny. I think the funniest one so far, the one that like literally I was hyperventilating when I saw it. He told a lady, he says, "Okay, come stand here. This is our brand new game called Glory Hole." And he said, "For this game, you bend down right here, and I stand back over here." I'll leave it there anyway. Just put in Bob Barker. I don't know, funny. Something new. They'll come right up. Trust me. they are just hilarious because I grew up watching The Price is Right and Bob Barker, and so the whole thing's really funny to me. It's hilarious to me. $160 on mobile. I've never even thought about doing that, dude. I don't think I've ever even thought about 160 on mobile. It's hard enough for me to get 80 up in my yard. Um, those big back Kate or whatever they're called, those are hilarious. They really are. And they're done well, and I can see where for someone who's really don't know what they're looking for really or whatever, they would be suckered into believing some of those. But after a while you have to ask yourself how many houses have been actually completely knocked down by a girl falling on the front porch. I just putting that out there.
40 today was about it. So, little chilly. Gotta warm up the body. New Year to you. Thanks for the call. And look forward to working again tonight here on 40 meters. AE0KN, Tyler Arizona. Meg, this is WA3GIN.
Hello, hello. Bloody hell. Yeah, it'd probably be easy just to drag a wire behind the car. That might be the easiest way. I guess they went away.
Waterfall, and then here's the ability to rate your transmit bandwidth and your selectivity. It's just awesome. You can pretty much.
I cannot believe there's nobody on the 200 tonight. There we go. All right, it's all set for 40 if we find somebody to talk to. I'm going to look up POTA here in a second. I got it right here on the other screen. Let's see, we got 7275. Let's see if we can find somebody on 7275. I don't think they're there. I don't see anything. The problem is, and here's the thing, 40 is still active on POTA at night, except here's the thing, after about 8 o'clock, everything quiets down in these campgrounds. Campgrounds are generally very quiet places at night. And so a lot of people don't want to be yelling CQ and listening to the radio. So a lot of digital is done at night. When I'm looking at it right now, there's about 40 stations on, maybe 35 stations on. Most of them are working either CW or digital. There's only two stations, 7272 and 7275. And I don't think we can hear either one of these stations. I don't see anything on the waterfall really. Just artifact. Hey, Deploribus, what's up? We're live tonight just outside of Tampa, Florida, where we are doing amateur radio stuff with friends this weekend and staying at a really cool place that I wish I could tell you more about. And the weather's nice down here. It was really nice today. I wouldn't call it quite beach weather. It was a little chilly in the morning, and it got chilly pretty quick as the sun went down. We're used to much higher humidity down here in Florida. And so when the humidity drops like it's been doing, we've had pretty low humidity lately. When the humidity drops like that, what ends up happening is we have cooler mornings, warmer afternoons, and then cooler evenings, kind of like more like the desert than the tropics. Believe it or not, your humidity level is what decides whether you are going to be, there's going to be a large temperature swing during the day or a small temperature swing. In other words, if your humidity is very high, like we get down there in July and August, where the humidity is 60% during the day and 100% all night long, the high and the low are only 20 degrees apart, 75, 95. That's it, 20 degrees apart. Now, you go to the desert where the humidity is 17%, okay? The daytime temperature is 120 degrees and the nighttime temperature is 45. Why does it do that in the desert but not in the tropics? The humidity. It's also the proximity to bodies of water, but put that aside. The number one reason is humidity. If you're in an area that has a really, really high humidity, okay, then your temperature high and your temperature low for the day are going to be within 20 or 25 degrees. If you go to an area like a desert, like Arizona or Nevada, like Las Vegas, okay, where you got to keep your cigarettes in a Ziploc bag, okay, or they'll dry out completely and they'll smoke up in 2 seconds. If you go out there, they can have a 70-degree temperature swing between the daytime and the nighttime temperature, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, places in between or somewhere in between. If you live in Mobile, Alabama, you probably have about a 30-degree split between your temperatures on average throughout the year. So it just depends relative to where you're at. The lower your humidity, the larger the swing between the low and the high each day. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Many deserts freeze at night, yet get into the 80s, 90s, 100s during the day. It's kind of crazy. And boy, not much lives out there because between the drought conditions, because it's a desert, but also the wild swings in temperature, not a lot lives out there. Not a lot of plants, not a lot of wildlife, not a lot of people. Isn't 7265, isn't that in the extra band? Somebody tell me. Is 7165 in the extra band, 7160 and 7165? Because I'm going to tell you, if it is, I'm going to tell you something right now. But I think that anybody that works POTA or works contesting or works anything in an extra band is a pompous jerk. There, I said it. Sorry. You're out trying to work something and get people. I don't know. 7165. I'm not sure. You guys can tell me. I'm sure here in a few minutes. 7165. Is that in the extra band or is that a general band? Because I'm a general. I admit it. I don't care. I don't want extra. Okay. Joseph's an extra. He got it when he was young, and congratulations to him. I think it's great, and I would never discourage you from getting yours. But I'm not getting mine. I haven't found a reason to need it. I'm not going to give them 35 more bucks just to hang something up. I'm just not. I won't pay the ARRL for their plaques either. So it's just me. It's just me. Don't take it personal. It's just me. So what's going on out there, guys? How is everybody tonight? The numbers are down. I hope everybody's out having a good night tonight and doing something out there. Yeah, you do have to pay again. You have to pay for your upgrades. You have to pay for vanities. You have to pay for upgrades. You have to pay for everything. Everything's $35. I'm really sure about that. I mean, I'm never 100, but I'm pretty sure about that. That's the way I understand it to be 100%. More fraud questions in Minnesota. Big surprise there, guys. All right, well, neighbor, you get feeling better, okay? Yeah, and that's cool. I have no problem with it. I think it's great that people want to be an extra. I just have never found a reason that I need to be an extra. If people are going to go, and nobody's told me yet, I guess I'll have to look it up myself. Let me see here. Working in the car is not optimal, but as you can see, I'm getting the equipment together to make it work. Oh, what a freaking ARRL, for Christ's sake. Here we go. 40 meters. General starts at 175, and this is 165. So this guy's a pompous jerk. He's working POTA, but he's working it just outside of the area that general class people can operate in. Why would you do that? And I'm seeing this a lot lately. And it bugs me. It's like, do you not want to play with children that you don't feel are as smart as you are? It's exclusionary, yes. That's why I don't believe in the whole amateur radio class system. I don't agree with it. I've never agreed with it. I think that you need to be either a technician or a general, and that's it. You need to get your learner's permit, which is your technician, and then you go get your general. I don't see a need for the third. They got rid of the fourth and the fifth and the sixth when there was about 6 of them. At one point they had novice, and then they had no code tech, and then tech, and then they had general, and then there was extra. There was another one in between there. Advanced, I think it was advanced, but there was a bunch of them. It was stupid, and then they finally got rid of a bunch of them. Well, that's pretty direct, Gator. I don't know if I can answer that. Besides, nudist colonies they're in Europe. We don't have colonies here. All right, let's see. 7278. It's not performing as well on 40. I think that with ham sticks, the longer you go, the lower the performance seems to go. Hey, yeah, Ron, he's probably not. No, he is. He's a pompous prick. That's what he does. Yeah, he's cutting off a lot of stations because even if I was an extra, I probably wouldn't answer him just because of that. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Gator, your sleuthing skills are pretty good. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I don't know why people would do that. I don't understand why people would do that. But anyway, it just seems like it just you're limiting so much what you've got out there. You know, as far as the number, there's not a lot of hams, and there's a lot. I think there's even more generals than there is extras. But either way, you're cutting yourself off by 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, whatever it is. It's a big number. Okay, and so I think it's yeah. Yeah, the ARRL has missed the mark every chance it got. They literally have missed the mark every chance. Every time they think something, we don't want nothing to do with the internet because the internet is bad and the internet is going to ruin ham radio. Rather than embracing the internet and saying, how can we make the internet work for ham radio? They were 15 years late to the internet for ham radio. And that's a big loss, It just is. It's a huge loss. And the ARRL is always behind the 8 ball, having systems running on old equipment, and the people that are making decisions and doing stuff have no idea a lot of times what they're even doing. Their CEO made $360,000 this year plus benefits. And that's a volunteer 501c3 nonprofit hobby related entity. And they're paying their CEO $360,000 plus benefits. Oh, okay. Well, K6, I never really thought about that, to be honest. I didn't realize that's the first time anybody's ever actually given me a real advantage to getting it. I'll admit. uh, Yeah, there's one on 140 and there's one on 165, and the amateur band, the general band picks up at 175. So you have to be an advanced or an extra. And yes, there's still advanced out there. You can't get it anymore, but if you have it, you can keep it. I know one. But you've got it was 7.175. So anything below 175, 100 to 175 is all extra. And so these two people down here are 7165 and 7140. Both of those people are operating in the extra band. Now, do you think in their mind they're trying to maybe they'll see that they can't call me and they'll want to call me, so they'll go get their extra? I mean, is it something like that? Some people are always trying to save the friggin' world. Ron, if it was 10 or 20 bucks a year, I wouldn't expect a whole lot, and I probably might still be a member. I did pay the $50 one year. I got the 6 magazines. It was supposed to be yearly, but I ended up only getting 6 of them. And they're still sitting up on my shelf. I don't read magazines. And now they don't print the magazine. They raised the dues $9. It's up to $59 now. And they quit printing the magazine all in the same year. And yet they're not doing anything new for the members. There's been no added services. There's been nothing fixed, nothing upgraded, nothing done better. They just canceled the magazine and upped your dues. It's a lesson in failure, I guess. I mean, when you really look at the ARRL, they had their glory day. There was a time when they were needed. But that day has come and gone. We don't need them anymore, and they're now become a hindrance to ham radio. They've become all the bad things about ham radio that we don't like about ham radio, and I hate that. All right, so what other questions are on your mind out there? What do we got going on? Who wants to know what? Go ahead and throw it in the chat room, and I will answer your questions. Let's see what we got going on tonight. Oh, my God. Oh, politics, man. Politics. I get so sick of it sometimes. I don't really see anything else in the news. Let's check this over here. All right, so yeah, down here where we're at here, this is the for the Tampa area. We literally have a pretty cold snap coming. On Tuesday of this coming week, the high will be 61. That's 61 for the high. For down here in Florida, that's cold. The low will be 39, so we're going to see the 30s for the first time this year. They might have been 39 here already. I'm not sure. Down there where I'm from, we haven't seen the 30s yet. Oh, good, Deploribus. I love Space 1999. I hope that it enticed you into wanting to watch more of it. Like I always say about Space 1999, it's classic 70s sci-fi. The writing is fair, but the rest is great. And so you just have to kind of look at it that way. They didn't get enough good writers on the staff, unfortunately. And some of the stories are shallow. But the acting's great. The sets are the best. I mean, the sets rival anything Star Trek had back then. So, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I also talk about Battlestar Galactica and, of course, the different Star Treks and Star Trek Continues, the fan films. So all those, I do videos about other things other than just ham radio and weather. So you can find that on my channel. You can just search for it or look for the playlist for sci-fi. That's another way you can do it. The way they're making these videos now, I mean, they're punching out these Big Becky videos like 20 a day. I mean, I don't know how many times you can watch the whole house collapse because she falls down on the porch. But that's pretty much just what they are, right? I wish that wouldn't do that. All right, there we go. All right, so anyway, yeah, I hope you guys can hear me all right. It looks like the mic's working good. I'm using this mic right here that's near me so that I can, hopefully you guys can hear me good. All right, so Timmy, I'm not sure if I've seen the Timmy ones. Is it like Timmy from South Park? Timmy. The best thumbnails. Yeah, I have a new tool for thumbnails, so you're actually going to see the thumbnails going up another notch. I've got a new tool for thumbnails. And the new tool I've got for thumbnails is the best I've ever used, and it's privately owned with no restrictions, and I can go in there and make anything I want. It makes logos on the first try. It's perfect. My logo for the radio station that I'm building, I made on the first prompt, and I used it. That's funny about Juliet Landau. I like old Martin Landau. He was cool, and I liked the guy that played Carter, and I liked Barbara Bain. But there was a lot of good people in that show. That show, if you notice, everybody on the moon base had a British accent. You want to know why? Except Koenig and Barbara Bain. Those two did not. The only reason why is because it was shot in Britain. It was shot at Pinewood Studios. It's a British sci-fi show. But they shot it to look like an American sci-fi show. But all the seconds, most of the bad guys and almost all of the bridge crew all have English accents. Because that's where they hired them all from, right? Timo. All right, I got the setup going pretty good here in the car. I got to tell you, it's not easy to get a setup going in the car where everything works good. I do have it set up pretty good. I can kind of show you here a little bit more. Here is the All right, there we go. I don't know. That was weird. The button was messed up or something. All right, anyway, so it's difficult in a car to set up everything so that you can do everything you have to do and it's all set up. But I finally got it here where I've even got my cup holder. I got my setup down here where the radio has to be captured and sent back into the computer. I've got a hub over here where that comes out of the laptop on a USB 3, and it goes into a big hub that ends up controlling all the other things. Any peripherals that are connected to the computer are connected to that. And then I've got these lights up here. These are no big deal. I have these over the studio in several different fashions. These lights are simply just so you guys can see me, and I can make them whatever color we want. We can, do the whole party thing. But the main purpose for these is just so that you guys can see me, and we can use whatever colors we want here. Actually, I kind of like that. What do you think? I like that. Okay, so anyway, look at that. Looks like a bench in California, if you know what I mean. All right, so there we go. So yeah, this is the car. Normally, I would have, where the car is there, I would have a back camera as well. This camera would spin around, and then I would have the front camera, which I'm actually using right now for the main camera, and then I would use the camera here on my laptop for me. So, but for tonight, when I do the full show, okay, I go to this format here where I use the two good cameras, and I just throw a picture in that third window there. All right, so there you go, and then we didn't go right back. But because I'm using the high-speed internet here, the people I'm staying with here have high-speed internet run into their house. So with that, I'm able to stay online, and I'm able to provide the multi-screen format and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I miss all those people. I'm not sure who's left from Space 1999. These videos pop up. It's like, here's all the people from Gilligan's Island. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Bob Denver's dead. Oh my God, that's right. I knew the skipper died like 25, 30 years ago. Alan Hale, I think his name was. The professor, who was of course, I'm the geek. The professor was my favorite character, the smart one. He was a great professor, but he couldn't figure out how to make a boat float. Anyway, and then I watch one about this show or that show, and they're all dead. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, we lost Loretta Swit a while back. And even the next generation of YouTube people, we lost Adam the Woo, guys. I don't know if you guys watched Adam the Woo. I'll say Adam the Woo is a little bit of inspiration for this channel. I'm not going to overplay it, but I watched Adam the Woo a lot. And I liked his content. And although I didn't mirror his content here, I'm doing some of the things he was doing, and I like doing it. Like going and exploring a building or going and exploring a little town or something. We're going to be doing more and more of that. I've been doing some of it. We're going to be doing more of it. And now I want to carry it on, and if for no other reason, just because we don't have Adam Wu anymore, and now, the rest of us need to pick it up, because what he did was important, whether it was riding roller coasters at Disney World or MGM or wherever he was, or whether he was exploring little churches in old towns, or whether he was telling stories about things and just doing a live as he's walking around with an ice cream cone at Disney Underground or Disney City, whatever they call that, Disney Downtown. And I just, no matter what he was doing, it was interesting, and he had his little things like, he said, he would always say, let's go investigate, shall we? The way he said that, it was very unique. And I hope that his family keeps the channel up. I hope that they maintain it. I hope they continue making money for his family on it. I hope that things continue, because I want his legacy to live on. And that's one thing that YouTube does for us. When I'm dead, this will still survive me. I hope that all these shows will survive me. And down the road somewhere, sometime, somewhere, someone will enjoy watching what happened 100 years ago on this stupid show called The Sights and Sounds of Earth. And so legacy is important to me. And so I've thought a lot this week about Adam the Woo and about his sudden death. He was planning an overseas adventure for YouTube. He had already bought the tickets, and he's dead. I don't know, man. It just sucks. And 51. I'm 56. If that doesn't bring you some reality, I don't know what does. Hey, Dehydrated Water. Hey, Jungle. Hey, everybody. Junior, Deploribus Gator. I think I've said hi to pretty much everybody. Ron, K6. I've said hi to you guys. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Thank you all for being here. If there's anybody else, we don't mind if you hang out. That's fine. But we also like when you chat. So come on in there and do that too if you like. I've got two stations still right now, two different stations operating in the extra band. As Family Guy used to say, you know what really grinds my gears? That grinds my gears, if you want to know, right there. That's exclusivity, and that's not what ham radio is all about. That's why I think the whole extra class thing goes against the very thing that ham radio is about, and that's inclusivity and worldwide friendship. Now, I don't mean to sound all whatever, but you know what I mean. This is technically what ham radio is all about. Inclusivity, okay, and worldwide friendship. Is that not what they tell us, right? And then the first thing they do is they give you a class system that you have to live with, and then you got pompous pricks out there doing POTA on extra bands. Yeah, I liked the actor that played the professor, and even though he had to play it up zany and it wasn't really his thing, he did well. And he was the grounded character of all of them, you know. And although I really can't watch that show anymore, it's very, looking back on it, it didn't age all that well. It's very juvenile. But that being said, back in my childhood, I loved that show. That was one of my shows, Gilligan's Island. And in the in the words of the Thermians, oh, those poor people. That's one of my favorite scenes from Galaxy Quest. He's like, you don't think Gilligan's Island's real, do you? Oh, those poor people. I always felt like there should just be one class of ham radio. But yes, I agree with you. I think there should be one class or two classes maybe at the most. And I think that the first class should have more privilege than it has now. And the second class should have the rest. We don't need all this. When you see these pompous, arrogant pricks on here, here's one guy working 7278 on FT8. That's what we're on now. It's not there, though. Boy, there's a lot of people on FT8 tonight. That's all FT8. Every one of those little strips is another computer. Let's see if we can hear these pompous pricks. $155. You can't hear these jokers anyway. Nah. I don't hear a whole lot anyway here tonight.
CQ 40 meters. Here is Kilo India 1 November, KI1N, Kilo India 1 November, calling CQ 40 and listing. Anyone?
And see, he's on the extra band because he's too good to talk to your general ass. It's pompous. And he's calling CQ and nobody will answer him. Why don't you go down to the big sandbox where all the kids play, shithead? Yeah, let's try it. I can do that. Let's go. I don't know how much I can transmit, but we'll see. Let's see. 7.074. Let's see. Let me see what I can do. Hold on. Let me pull the system up. All right, I'm on. Let's see. Let's go to 47. Let's go to mode FT8 074. And it's going to be upper sideband. Digital's always upper sideband no matter what. Even though it's lower, it's upper. All right, there we go. I'll turn that down. We are on frequency. We're now monitoring. And here, let me switch screens. There's the FT8 screen. You guys can see it there. It's a little scrunched. I am monitoring. I'm going to select CQ only. And then let me know if you're sending a CQ. K6, I do not find FT8 boring at all. I'm going to be honest. I love it. I chase demands on it. I chase people on it. I've made 23,000 contacts on it. I love FT8. FT8 and POTA are the two things right now that have got this whole hobby back on life support and doing good right now. And so we just have to disagree on that. I don't think it's boring. It can get boring and you do other things. I set my alert for POTA stations and then go do other things. You don't have to always be doing it. All right, let's see here. My call is KO4EFS. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra. There we go. It is picking up a number of stations. Remember, these are only CQ stations. It's picking up about 80 stations on each pass. But it's only showing me the 10 or so that are calling CQ. I don't see anything coming in. Are you calling me directly? I might try to answer one of these. Let me turn my transmit power down. Let's go down to about 50%, which is still kind of hot, but let's see what happens here. It takes out one of my screens, but it is transmitting. Of course, he didn't answer me. When I'm transmitting, all my peripherals go crazy. And then when I'm receiving, everything goes back to normal. Is it really? Yeah, that SWR is terrible. What happened? I tuned it. Look at that, it won't even tune now. Son of a bitch. I mean, the radio's not going to hurt itself, but I don't want to keep using it like that. It won't tune. And earlier, I was tuning up fine on this frequency. All right, I did receive you. I think I received somebody. No, that was that guy I called earlier. He finally answered me back, and now I'm having issues, so. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to use it anymore like that. Yeah. I don't know if it's the dew. We don't really have a dew well, I guess there is a dew on everything now. You guys, when we're down here in the tropics, the dew makes a big difference sometimes. Yes, we use Grid Tracker. I don't have it on right now, but I use it religiously. At home, I got 7 screens on my main computer, and I keep the big map up on the big screen. It's pretty cool. You can see all the QSOs. I can see all of my PSK spots, and I can also see the active transmission that I'm on. I set my lines a little thicker so you can see them. I love Grid Tracker. I also have it report to EQSL, Logbook of the Old Man, Logbook of the World, and QRZ. I have it logged to all 4 of those automatically and make a backup file. So yeah, I use it quite a bit. I also use the alerts. I set it to alert for the prefix POTA. And anytime POTA comes on, it'll say POTA station. And I look up and I double click on it. And I've been getting a lot of POTA stations that way. I'm not even technically working FT8, but I've got it on standby. You can also do that. You can have it sit there, and you can set alerts for countries. You can set alerts for areas, for zones. And what's really great about it is you can be sitting there. Let's say you need Oceania. You've got all these stations out there around the Pacific Ocean, and you don't have them yet, and you need Oceania stations. Then what you would do is you would set it to where it would alert you anytime an Oceania station comes on, and then you just leave it on, and you leave it on all day and all night when you're in your shack working on projects and doing stuff. FT8's not something you have to sit there and do continuously. FT8's something that you could leave there scanning and alerting, and then when it does break, you can do that. Something else that FT8's great for: 6 meters. If you got a 6-meter beam or you got a 6-meter antenna, during the summer, during June, July, August, during Magic Band season, you want to put it on the 6-meter FT8 frequency and have it alert you if anything comes on, and just let it sit there. And all of a sudden the band will just open up, and you'll see stations, and you can start jumping on them and pouncing all over them. And it's a great way to get. I've gotten a bunch of 6 and 10 meter contacts. I've even got 2-meter contacts on FT8. So it's a lot of fun chasing FT8. I find it to be a lot of fun. Okay, I haven't done much with meteor scatter, but I'm familiar with it. WinLink I did, and it's such a complicated, convoluted mess, I just kind of gave it up. Let's see here. Free DV, I'm not sure what that is. Yes, I've heard a lot of good things about JS8 Call, but I don't know how to use it, and I haven't put the time in to figure it out. From what I understand, there's not a lot of people on it. Nope, I don't do any keyboard-to-keyboard digital modes right now. And I also don't do digital voice. I don't mean to sound like a prick. I just don't like digital voice. I don't like it. I never have liked it. And I just don't want to do it. So, there you go. I much prefer... if I'm going to do voice, I much prefer analog voice, and the only real digital I do is FT8. I just, I don't know. Yeah, FT8, it does even the field. It takes people like me that are on a really high noise floor, or maybe people like Hobby Steve that maybe live inside an inner city. It's difficult. It's difficult to make contacts. I had the hardest time making phone contacts. It took me months. I'd call CQ till I was blue in the face. I used to think it was the stupidest thing in the world to just spin the dial and start calling. I still kind of think it's dumb, but that's why I like POTA. That's why I like all these other things, because we meet up at a certain time in a certain place and we talk to people. I'm not much on the whole just spin to an open frequency and start calling for anybody that wants to talk. I don't do that. I did that when I started, and I didn't get much result. Never got anything from it, actually, and gave up on it. And then I realized if you want to talk to people, you have to do POTA. You have to contest. This is how you talk to people. You have to FT8. Of course, that's not really talking to people, but you know what I mean, communicating. So each thing I do, I like to talk to people. I like to actually have an interaction on the other side of the radio. But I'm not a rag chewer. I don't necessarily want to get in there and rag chew everything. Yeah, Gator, ham is, and people say ham radio is a hobby. I'm like, no, it's not. No. Ham radio is a collection of about 250 hobbies. And that's the truth. It is. And one license will get you almost all of it. Some of it you can do without a license, but most of it you need a license if you're going to talk. And you can do any of the receiving without a license. So it is what it is. All right, let's go back to this for a few minutes and see what's going on. Still no alerts in the United States other than just those winter weather ones we're having up there. Let's see, one other thing I wanted to check real quick. This is usually about when the 7.2 starts cranking up. And I don't know, it was dead earlier, so I just want to see if anybody showed up on the 7.2. If you guys don't know, the 7.2, and I'll have it back up at home once I get back home, the 7.2 is a channel that is kind of the free speech channel. Everybody on there is just cussing and yelling, and it's crazy. But it's also funny. I find it to be hilarious. I really do. And so it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead, guys. It's 10:18. Does anybody have anything they'd like me to bring up or discuss tonight? We've already gone through the news. There's not a lot to talk about in the weather. Let me check a couple things while we're looking into that. As far as your space weather, we do have a solar flare that we're dealing with right now. And I hate this website the way it works. I like the website. It doesn't... of course, I got Windows 11. God, I hate Windows 11. I'm going to take the opportunity to mention again that Bill Gates rot in hell. I don't like Windows 11. I think it's another fail. It's literally a shit play. It's a shit storm. The menuing's terrible. Everything's moved around. I can't find anything in it. I have been working for 3 weeks now to convert everything I can to look and feel and act like Windows 10. This morning I had to make a screen capture to send to somebody at work for something I was doing at work. And it wouldn't make the screen capture. When you hit print screen or control print screen or alternate print screen, it would bring up a little menu of things to do. And none of the things on the menu made me a copy of the screen. So it took me a little time, but I went back and I used that program once again that I told you guys about. If you're stuck with a Windows 11 machine, there is a program that can help you out. I'm trying to get the name of it here. Hold on. Oh, shit, I don't see it. No, I don't see it. Anyway, I'll get that for you. The point is I hate Windows 11. It is, the user interface is terrible. Who thought up some of this shit? Why do we hide things behind menus and things that were right out where they needed to be are now hidden behind menus? And all these things that I've never used before and will never use in the future, all right out in the front. And it's like, don't these people understand that we liked it the way it was? Isn't leaving it the way it was an option? What it is these goddamn software people, they get paid to make the changes. They get paid to go do this. And they're like, okay, we're paying you to write a totally new user interface. So they go rewrite an entirely new user interface, which means that millions of people across the world are completely inconvenienced by a completely different operating system with completely different buttons in completely different places. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. And I freaking hate it. I'm right now about 50-50. Do I roll the laptop? Do I try to make it Windows 10? I read some horror stories today. There may be things in the computer that Windows 10 can't drive. There may be things in the computer that Windows 10 does not have drivers for. If that's the case, I'm screwed like Chuck. So I don't know what to do. I want Windows 11 out of my life forever. I'm going to keep Windows 10 until Windows 12 comes out, because this 11 is disgusting. And I think the next one will be just as bad. And I think that there's people working on these new versions of Windows that are just going to be stripped down versions. And I'm going to end up getting those. I'm going to end up buying some third-party type thing and using that, because I cannot stand the changes that Microsoft is doing to their systems. It's just terrible. And so I'm stuck with it. I worked through it today, and I was able to finally complete my work, but it was a real pain in the ass. So what's up?
I just rated the Hershey Kisses.
Oh, no. Well, there you go.
What's going on, YouTube world? What's going on?
Yeah, K6, that's true, but I don't know how many people are on JS8 call. I go to that frequency, I don't hear anything.
He's trying to make a call now and there for anybody listening. He got something hooked up.
What's...
I don't know.
Oh, well. Yeah, I've got... I own right now 10 computers. 10. One of them's on Linux. I'm learning Linux. I love Linux. But every time it comes to a command prompt, I'm done. And so I'm really having a hard time with Linux. All of my other computers except this laptop are Windows 10 Pro Edition. And it's a 7-year-old version of Windows 10 that I install and do not allow to update. So all these people that keep telling you if you don't get the Windows updates, your computer's going to burst into flames and everyone in your neighborhood will die, it's not true. It's just not. I'm using a 7-year-old version of Windows that has no updates. It's virgin.
And I can't update Bezzy's asleep on that cart like he always is.
Oh, is he? Yeah, there's a black cat here named Bezzy. And he's hanging out on the golf cart here.
I cover him up like a tent. Stays all night.
Yep, he'll sleep here tonight because he's got covers. He'll sleep out here. But yeah, so I had to deal with this today, again, with Windows 11. The sound settings, I cannot figure out. They're just foreign to me. Windows 10 was so simple. I go to apps under sound, and it shows me all the apps that are playing sound, and then I can choose which sound card I want them to go to. It is so simple. Windows 11, no. It's complete bullshit now. It's complete bullshit now. I have no idea how to change the sound settings. I'm kind of shooting from the seat of my pants on the sound settings. I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, yeah, Linux is probably where I'm going to end up. If I can get a little more comfortable with Linux, if I can get things done on there and things working, I have things like Chrome Remote Desktop that I cannot get working on Linux. I have things like, I have certain things I have to run in Wine because they won't run in Linux, but I have to run a Windows environment in Linux using Wine. I really don't want to do that. I want to run Linux native devices and native apps and things. So that kind of bugs me. The difference between FT4 and FT8 is 7.5 seconds. I don't mean to be a smartass, but that's the only difference. One, the sound it makes is a little different. It's a faster pace on FT4, and FT4 is used primarily for contesting. When we have like Summerfield Day, Winterfield Day, you can't use FT8, but when we do Summerfield Day, or if we're doing a contest or sweeps or whatever we're doing, I find that FT4 is where it's at. And I can even set my logbook to auto log when we're in contest mode, and I can log them so fast because I send out a CQ, he answers, I answer back, and we're done. It's three. It's only 3 communications when you're contesting. It's a lot easier. FT8's a lot easier when you're contesting than it is regularly. And so FT4 now makes the entire contact less than a minute, which it can be even less than that. So that's pretty cool. You can really get a lot done. You can make a lot of contacts on FT4. I like to leave mine on FT4 during the day and just leave it. and it'll alert me if people start popping up on there, and then I'll wait for band openings. Sometimes I'll turn off North America, and I'll have it alert me to anything but North America that comes in on a certain band or frequency. With FT8, the way to do FT8, the best way to do it is to not look at it as I'm either working FT8 or I'm doing something else. Look at FT8 as the thing you do on the side hustle. Okay? You got it going on over here. Oh shit, FT8's open up. 6 meters is open up. 10 meters is open up. Oh, we've got the ionosphere is really quiet tonight. The solar flux is over 200, and you go turn on 40 meters or even 30 meters. There's a 30 meter FT8 channel, 60 meter FT8 channel. There's all these different options out there. You go there and you will find people that will be able to respond back to you. It's pretty cool. So I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's the only real difference is FT4 is exactly half the time as FT8, and that means that all the responses, all the broadcasts, everything is half the time, which means if you're making a contact, you can make twice as many contacts in the same amount of time. However, it takes twice as much bandwidth. You'll notice on the waterfall that it takes twice as much bandwidth. Because of that, not as many people can be on the same frequency. That's the drawback to FT4, and that's why when it gets really busy, you won't find a lot of people won't be on there. It won't ever get really busy because it gets bad. Now, when FT8 gets really busy, they go to FT4. I go to FT4 anytime I see FT8. I go to FT8. The waterfall, it looks like shotguns. And I can't, it's like there's not a hole to transmit in. I immediately go to FT4 because a lot of people do that. They'll go to FT4 to find an open spot. So yeah, I like FT4. Always remember when you're doing FT4, if you don't have rig control, always remember you got to change your frequency. It's not just it's a different mode, but it's also a different frequency. Oh, nobody sledging. It's let's just say it's a clothing optional weekend. Look, if I could take my clothes off for money, I would. But nobody wants to see this shit. Somebody says, you should go on OnlyFans and you do what people ask you to do and you make a lot of money. I'm like, nobody wants to watch me do anything stupid. Nor do I really want to do it. I don't know. Oh, it's a fun. We're having a great time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love to. If anybody's ever down here, I mean, I don't know whenever anybody ever gets down here, but we have a lot of really cool places we go to down here. It's big in Florida, and there's a lot going on down here. Yeah, K6. That's why I said, I said I'm waiting for a 12 because I hate 11, and then I corrected myself that I'm sure 12 will be no better. I'm sure 12 will be no better. I'm just absolutely sure 12 will be no better. Oh my God. I think 10 is going to end up being rewritten over and over and over again. There's going to be new versions of it. I try to keep it interesting, guys. I try. I can't make it too interesting or I get in trouble with YouTube, if you know what I mean. Yep, I tell you, there's so many like underground societies in the world that people don't even know about. There really is, and especially when you get into a lot of different crazy stuff, there's a lot of different things that go on in the world that people just don't even realize happen. People just don't even realize how many people like different things out there. And I'm not even talking sexual or dirty. I'm talking about fun things, sports things, social things, drinking things, smoking things, hanging out things, different things people do with different people in different places, in different ways. And of course, you add the sex into it, it gets crazy. But I'm not even worried about all that. I'm talking about just, people having a good time, tournaments, and all kinds of neat things that go on here. Living in Florida is fun. There's always the weather. In the winter, the weather's great. In the summer, the weather's hot, but it's still not bad. Yep, it's fun here. It's fun time here. I like coming here. It's very, very relaxing. It's like a wooded. It's all wooded all around it with trails and different things. A huge amenity area here. Big pools and big hot tubs and showers everywhere, and just a really, really cool place. A big huge lake. There's boats that you can just take out. You don't rent them. You just go take them out. They're just there. There's different standing boats and little sailboats and all kinds of different things you can do. And there's all kinds of sports. There's volleyball. There's tennis. There's all kinds of professional tennis courts, professional volleyball courts. They have big tournaments that come here. Yeah. And everybody that comes here, comes for that. And it's really, really cool. You have no idea how many people show up here for these events. They have holiday events here. They have all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool. All right, guys. Anything else? What else we got going on out there? Anybody got anything they want to put in or add tonight? Any questions? Anything going on? There's a lot of really cool things to do in the world out there, guys, but most of us live our entire life in our own little echo chamber. Most people live their entire existence going to the same school, living in the same street, working in the same factory. It's so crazy, and I don't like that. I like to experience life. I like to find things and do things and hang out with things and experience things in the world that are different, that are crazy, that are in strange and hard to get to places. And I just love all of that. I love the adventure. And although I don't necessarily have the coin right now to travel all over the place with you guys, it's coming. Okay? And I like traveling. And I like traveling to a lot of different kinds of places. Yeah, I'm on 200, but I almost think I hear somebody in the weeds, but it's hard to tell. If you guys want to send me an email, I'll tell you all about it, but I'm going to do it through email. It's not that. I'm going to be honest, okay? It's kind of a private thing, But I do. You guys are kind of like family in a way, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where you guys kind of know things, and so it is what it is. I just I just I love these. The places are just really cool, just really neat. If you've never experienced going to a place like, well, I'll just say it, a nudist place, you should try it. It's there's nothing to be ashamed of. The neatest thing about it is the acceptance. It's the fact that uh, people at a nudist place aren't critical about what you look like. Everybody's just there, and it's just so different and so liberating and so amazing. And it was introduced to me about 14, 15 years ago, and I've been enjoying it. I love it. When we travel, everywhere we go. If we can find a place, that's where we go. It's a much better place. Um, yeah, it's difficult. I would travel more. As a matter of fact, if my YouTube channel takes off like it's hopefully going to one day, I mean we're getting there. 25 plus thousand subs, 3 million views, over 110,000 videos. We are, I'm sorry, over 1,100 videos. I said the wrong number. But no, we're doing great on numbers. We're doing great. And my goal is to make enough money to buy a van that I can travel in. And I'm going to bring you guys with me. And every day will be a new adventure. Every day will be a new place. And I just can't wait to do it. Well, you don't know it until you try it. You know what I'm saying, Sledgen? It's one of those things. Um, wasn't really something I thought I would enjoy or like, and then I started learning about it, and people introduced me to it, and I love it. It's really cool, and it's not just the physicality of it; it's also the freedom of it. It's the acceptance of it. Everybody here, doesn't matter if they're driving a $400,000 motorhome or they come in here and they're tent camping. Everybody just is just the nicest can be in here, and it's a pretty tight community. There's a lot of activities, a lot of sports. In just the area we're in here, I think there's 5 big resorts, and they're all fully nude. There is all kinds of stuff right around here. There's neighborhoods. It's just a huge thing, and most people don't even ever know that any of this ever exists, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, and but it's a lot of fun. Um, yeah, when we travel, we try to find places like this because we like the people more than anything. We like the acceptance. We like when you're in these places like this, everybody talks to everybody. You're walking around, everybody's talking. When we go stay at a regular campground, we a lot of times we don't talk to anybody the whole time we're there. Everybody just walks around with their nose in the air. So it's a different environment. I think that's a lot of it. Um, yeah, it is what it is. If it's not your thing, there's a lot of things in the world, and most of them are not your thing. So it is what it is. Um, I like the acceptance of it, and I'm accepting of it, and so it's all good. Um, I just like hanging out with friends, and I've got a lot of friends here. Our ham radio clubs here in the community. We've got our own GMRS tower here, repeater. We've got all kinds of stuff going on here. Joseph's actually working on getting the people here licensed in GMRS and ham, and a bunch of the people here, including Carlotta, has gotten their GMRS license. And so it's moving along. We're getting more and more people into radio everywhere, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's here in this community, whether it's anywhere else we go. Um, I'm trying to get people interested in radio again. I'm trying to make ham radio great again. K6, that's funny. Protein style. Yes, and I'm familiar with what you do, and I kind of think it's great. And it's not my big thing either, but I think it's neat. And I love that you're into it. Sludgeon, I love that you're into it. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not keeping a bunch of secrets from you guys. I don't have any secrets. I've never been arrested. I don't do a lot of things. I'm not a big I just, it is what it is. You guys asked, I told you. I don't care. Call it stupid, call it balls. I don't know what it is. But I just I don't care anymore. I may even eventually start covering that kind of stuff on here in a very tasteful way, legal way. Because I'd like to get more people interested in that too, just like radios. We should try to want to get more people interested in the things that we are interested in. If we're interested in something, then we want more people to be interested in it. And I have introduced people into radio, and they are now big into radio. And it's the same thing with this. You introduce somebody to this, and maybe it's not for them. We've brought people out before. They walked around. They did the thing. They're like, yeah, that's cool, but it's not for me. Okay. Other people, it's their lifestyle now. They move into a place. It becomes a permanent lifestyle for them. So it's important to explore different things. Even things you think are a little crazy or a little weird, explore it. See what there is about it. See what there is to it. Try it one time. And then if you don't like it, move on, because there's so many other things to do out there. And it's the same thing in ham radio. There is 250 different hobbies all within ham radio. And you can choose whichever ones you want to get involved with. I think it's great. I try to be an advocate for what I believe in. It's important, whether it's conservative libertarian politics, or whether it is this, where I'm staying tonight, or whether it is ham radio, or whether it is one of the shows I produce, my show or Trey's show. I'm very passionate, and I want every day to go out and to bring new things to people and show them things. And that's one reason when I started this show, The Sights and Sounds of Earth, every night I wanted to bring you a new website that you would write down. Every night I wanted to bring you a new news story that you didn't hear anywhere else. Every night I wanted to show you a new technique on the radio that you had never seen before. And every night I wanted to tell you a story about something that happened that you had not heard anywhere else. And I think that kind of thing is important. And so that's how this show developed. And that's how what we have today is exactly that. It's a very unique show. We're on 7 nights a week at this point. I broadcast from my car when I need to. But I think it's a winner. I think it is. I think if we keep going the way we're going, and we keep and some more things happen, we get big incidents. That's how we get big bursts of people joining up and subscribing and things like that. And all it's going to take is a few more big things to happen, and they will happen. And a lot more people will find us, and we'll begin to grow exponentially again. Yeah, activism is important, because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. I mean, I know that's a stupid country song, but it's true. It absolutely is true. And you can be the guy that just relaxes and hangs out and watches TV the rest of your life. Or you can be the guy that takes pride and gets a really good, fuzzy, warm feeling inside when they can bring a joy that I have found to someone else. When I can bring you into radio, or bring you into nudism, or bring you into computing and computers, and bring you into these different forms of communication, bring you into the news, even if it's politics, bring you into science and weather and terrestrial weather, that to me is it's just worth so much. It makes me feel good. That's what makes me feel good. The money I make facilitates what I do. Okay? All I want out of this is to travel. I want to see the world. I want to travel. I want to be on my own, to go out and just travel across this country, staying in places all over the country that's like this, really cool, neat places, bringing you guys live shows every Friday, every night at 9 o'clock, and doing it from different places every single day, a different place. That's my goal. And I'm open. I'm very open about it. And a lot of people aren't. A lot of people tell me, you open up way too much. You tell people way too much. I'm done lying. I tried when I started this channel. I'm going to be honest with you. I tried when I started this channel to come across as a centrist and to not take sides on politics and to not take sides on patriotic issues and to not take sides on different things like the ARRL or take sides on. And I decided that that's not genuine. That's not me. And it wasn't me. And my numbers were terrible for the longest time. And then something broke inside of me. It took Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck. And it changed me. And it made me decide that from now on, I'm just gonna come on here and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Here's how I feel. Here's how I feel exactly about liberals. Here's how I feel about conservatives. Here's how I feel about the country and where we're at right now. Here's how I feel about ham radio. Here's how I feel about all these other issues in my life. And since I did that, I have now gotten a great group of loyal people in every night. I got 60, 70 loyal people that come in every single night to my show. And then I've got hundreds of other people that come in on less than a regular basis. So that ends up, there's the success. It's starting. What did it take to get me moving in that direction? Just to open up and be straight and just come from here and tell you how I feel about things and tell you where I'm at on things and to take a stand. I think I lost a few viewers. I lost several of my mods. It happened. But I gained back people in spades and people that like what I do. And they like me because I am opinionated. They like me because I'm not towing the line. They like me because I do fun and interesting things that they want to hear about. And so it's important. And so there I am. And here it is. And here's the show. And I'm going to keep doing this as long as I can do it. No, I'm not in a sauna. I'm in my car. I'm in a Hyundai Sonata. I guess that's close. Yes. No, I'm not in a sauna. I'm in my car. I'm at a nudist place, though, so I won't be standing up during the broadcast. I like the people at these places. I like the freedom. I like the nature. I like the trails. I like the hiking and... What was that? Bezzy, what are you doing? Come here, big man. I got cats everywhere I go that love me. You know that. Come here, Bezzy. This is Carlotta's cat, Besmeyer. Actually, he lives in the neighborhood next door. He thinks he's Carlotta's cat, Besmeyer. Nope, they got a sauna here. They got a big, huge hot tub. It holds like 30 people. And like a baby Olympic pool. The pool's big enough to have two water volleyball games going on at the same time. That's all I know. And they do. They have all kinds of sports here. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, man?
Hello.
Everybody, we got VTX over here.
See him?
And
I
this
can see myself.
Scuffed Radio, and yeah, and then over here Carlotta Alata at Carlotta Alata. So, hey everybody. I came clean about where we are.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I heard what was going on. I'm like, ah, shit, I better step out here for a minute.
I can't believe I did it, but I did it. So there you go.
How's chat taking the news?
They're taking it good. Sludgeon's not going to be joining us this evening, but
Really?
he thinks it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Surgeon.
But not for him.
Well, that's
And I told him, don't knock it till you try it. But
yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Yep. And I gotta say, this place we're out here, the noise floor on 20 and 40 is excellent.
yeah, it's pretty good. Most of what you're seeing there is my equipment.
Still,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. I mean, you must have some kind of preamp on or something. Though.
Where's 200 tonight?
I don't know. It's been dead.
It has been dead.
It was active this morning.
In the morning?
Was it this morning? I heard that guy talking about the telemarketer didn't want fellatio or something.
Right.
That was...
Yes, that was this morning.
And the 7 last night, I had the 7 ham stick on there last night, the one for 40. And it was SWR perfect. Tonight I put it back on there. It's an SWR 3. It's I'm not even using it. It's too high.
What the hell?
I don't know, dude. I can't figure out what happened.
Well, I don't know, man.
Where do you hang your radio?
Oh,
Keys and wallets.
That's a good,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
I will say my number one thing I hate about it is the pockets missing. I do admit that not having pockets.
Fanny packs are a thing, but not for radios.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put a radio on there, but I mean, I just carry mine in my hand.
We love it here. This place is amazing.
Yes, I am a true libertarian. That is the
we
truth.
We do. We have field days here and everything.
Yeah, the field we got winter field day
Yeah,
coming
a
up in
whole ass
the
radio
beginning
club
of
here.
February.
January, end of January.
Did it last time, but it just muted itself. It did it itself because it just did it again. The first time, I was willing to just blame myself for being stupid, but I didn't touch it. Nobody touched it that time,
I didn't see you click
and it muted itself again.
You know what? I bet you've got a key bind set to mute mic on your keyboard. You must have bumped it with that remote or the mouse or something.
Or I mean, there's a mute button on this, but it shouldn't
That wouldn't
affect
mute
that.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't mute that. No.
that's weird.
Literally, as you're talking about how the mic was muted earlier. Wow.
I don't know. Anyway,
Welcome back, Gator. Or are you welcoming us back? Hey guys, you want to see the funniest Christmas ornament, lawn ornament? Check this out. Check that clip out.
oh
The link in the chat.
yeah, I can't pull it up.
No, for them to do it.
Yeah, I mean I can. I have to pull up the chat room on the other system here.
Hey, mate.
Man, I can't believe 72's still dead. Well, 7199 looks like there's people talking. Go to 7199.
By the way, we were talking, I don't, you were probably listening inside. We were talking earlier. There has been a continuous line of jackasses operating in the extra band doing POTA.
Oh.
And here we go, 7140. That's the extra band.
You
And
know what I
yeah.
say? I say if you have a ham license, even if you're a technician, just use the radio. I mean, really. Nothing is gonna. People need to wake up and realize that in this year of 2025, well, basically since probably the 1980s, to be honest. But for the last 45 plus years, the Federal Communications Commission has been very hands-off with amateur radio. I'm not saying we need to abuse that. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we want them involved again. But if someone's doing POTA on the extra part of the band, just get on there and answer him. I don't care if you're technician, general, extra, and I am extra class. I took the exam. I did the studying. So if anybody can bitch about this, I can. Just get on there and use it. It's so pointless, the class levels. It should really just be all one license.
It should. That's what I was talking about earlier.
I mean, the days of elitism over, oh, I answered 5 more questions on my exam than you did. Oh, so I'm better. You know, it's like,
it is exclusionary.
it is.
And to say our hobby's about being inclusive, so we're going to start out by excluding the shit out of everybody.
Ham has never been about
We
inclusivity.
exclude everybody that can't memorize questions. For years, we excluded everybody that couldn't Morse code.
Right.
For years, we've excluded everybody that didn't know all. Now they publish the questions, so now we're only excluding people that don't bother and people that can't memorize. But still, we're excluding. And then when you get in, you're a tech, you're excluded. You're a general, you're excluded. And I just hate all of it. I just wish that you should just be a ham radio operator.
Yeah.
What did you tell them your channel was?
Scuffed radio. Yep, scuffed radio.
But this whole crap with the ooh. And if you do get somebody who actually runs your call sign and says, "Oh, you're not licensed for this part of the band," just go tell them to pound sand. I mean, really.
No, spin the dial and
Spin the
smile.
dial and smile if they don't like it. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
Spin the dial and smile, bitch.
it's really, really dumb. The whole class thing. I only got extra class because I didn't want to deal with those people, and because it's. I mean, yeah, it's fun to be able to say, "Oh, I'm extra class," but in reality, I don't know any more than. I'm sure there's technician class guys out there who know more stuff than I do and are more technically, savvy and understand what they're doing better than I do. Just because I memorized a few more questions and answers, it's what, 25 for technician, 40 for extra? Like, oh, that's so hard. And you go to the exam sessions and the guys in there, the VEs are joking around, "Oh, you know who's taking extra because he'll be the one sweating bullets." Come on.
It's just memorizing. You can memorize these. You can
And
memorize.
it's 40 questions. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's really difficult is the GROL, the GROL. At one point, I was studying for that, and I just lost interest because there were so many. I mean, I still want to do it. I'll still do it eventually, but the GROL is like 125 questions or something around the exam, and there's like the question pool is enormous, and that's still the same format as the ham thing. It's multiple choice. They give you the answers. You want to talk about something that'll be difficult? Study for the GROL. These guys out here saying amateur extra's hard. Ridiculous. It's laughable.
Ho, ho, ho.
Or as they would say, hi, hi.
Hi. Look at that. Juliet Ocean 4, Foxtrot Delta Alpha, 7140.
What are they doing on 40 at night, too?
Well, it's a night band. This is where
Oh,
the...
yeah, right. I had it backwards.
Yeah,
See,
this
as
is-
an extra class, I ought to know instantly.
You do. You just get... You're like me. It sucks because the frequencies go up and the bands go down.
Meters
So...
go down,
Yeah, and it gets you really screwed up because, 14 and 7 used to confuse me.
Why are most of these guys on here? These last two have been in the extra class part. 7140 and 7181.
Yep. Yeah, setting up Logbook of the World. Yeah,
I gave up on that crap.
I feel for you. I'll tell you what I did. I can no longer get it working on my computer. Um, it's just terrible. It's so screwed up. I pay QRZ $35 a year, and QRZ submits everything to Logbook of the World for me.
It's the way to do it.
And so, thanks to the ARRL and their absolute useless ass and their worthless program that's still running on a Commodore 64 in the corner of a closet somewhere,
Literally.
right next to Hillary Clinton's email server. That and it's just a piece of shit program, and I just don't feel like dealing with it no more. And you follow the instructions and it doesn't work, and it tells you your certificate's outdated. And do you know what the entire purpose for the whole outdated certificate and everything else? The whole purpose is they're trying to prevent fraudulent confirmed contacts.
Yeah, cause
Did we have a problem with fraudulent confirmed
we're
contacts?
always out here making false
Yeah.
entries in our
I
logbook.
faked about 10,000 contacts. Why would anybody do that? You make nothing off contacts.
And even if they did, it's not worth the hassle they
No.
make you hop through. And there's other ways to prevent it. Just verified contacts like QRZ does. If both people make the same log entry, it's verified. Boom. If someone has 800 million unverified contacts, it's pretty obvious what happened. Well, who cares?
Exactly. All right, can you explain the SWR meter? Do you want to do that? Or do you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
The basic explanation is the SWR stands for standing wave ratio. Whenever you transmit power out of a radio, it's a wave. It's a radio wave. And if your antenna is not tuned for that frequency, a lot of that energy will bounce back towards the radio. It will not radiate out into into free space. It'll travel back down the feed line and back into your radio. And if you have too much of it, it'll cause your final amplifier to heat up too much, and you can cause damage. So the SWR meter tells you what ratio. So, like for example, a 1-to-1 means for every 1 unit of power that goes out, 1 unit of power is being radiated. If it's 1 to 1.5, that means basically half, not half, but 1% of half of your power is coming back into your radio. And the higher the number, the worse. So 1 to infinity would basically mean that all your power is just reflecting back, and that would be bad. That would overheat pretty quick. So you want your SWR to be as low as possible. 1-to-1 is the best you can possibly get.
And you can see there on the gauge, when it's in receive mode, you're looking at the top. Like right now, we're in S9, and that's what that means. If we were a little higher, it'd be 10 over S9. Anyway, that's the top meter. When we're transmitting, you look at the bottom meter, and the bottom meter is currently set for SWR. So you want that bottom, when I transmit, you want that bottom meter to go all the way to the left to 1.0. That's perfect SWR. Now, when I do this, you'll notice, check, it's bouncing up to 2. When I go down to 7.074, it's bouncing up to 3. So it's favoring the upper end of the band. But you can see check. That's an SWR of 1 to 2 right there. And also if it's bouncing, you want to take the highest reading off the bounce. That's pretty much your SWR. Because your voice will make it bounce. And so you can also use your FT8 and use the tune button on there, and that tends to do better than using your voice to check an SWR, because it's a steady tone.
Yeah, if you're doing, or put it in CW mode and key it down, and because when on sideband you're modulating, so you're almost never putting out the full power of the radio.
And you're probably wondering, why didn't we just do the show inside the house? I'm going to tell you guys something. Do you know what it would take to unload all of this shit and put it inside the house and hook it all back up again? And then tomorrow get up in the morning and take it all and put it back in the car and hook it all back up again. So, yeah, we just didn't do it. We got a bunch more stuff we're going to do tomorrow. We got a Motorola to program. He's got a bunch of new equipment we're playing around with. He just got this new thing that holds a bunch of hard drives in it, USBs into your computer. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
now my files are transferring.
And you got you a mic for your HF, your
I
Yaesu.
did, yep. I think I'm not sure if it's working right, because when I transmit out, at least on other radios receiving, the audio sounds a little distorted if I have the gain turned up too much. That may just be normal though. It's
Some of
modulated.
those you have to run them fairly lower than you would think on the modulation, on the mic gain.
Yeah.
So it could just be that.
It's
I've
modulated.
never touched the mic gain on this. It seems to be come from the factory about right, I think.
There might be a setting we need to change or something to
Yeah.
use that mic. Because it's like the palm mic.
There's Orion!
Oh, yeah.
What are these shitheads talking about? Where's he at?
7199.
Antenna yellows is 4 fets up, 520 feet long, up at 90 feet. We're running about 1400 watts. So, baby.
Yeah, and another thing about ham radio that always aggravates me is you can't talk about politics, and you can't talk about sex, and you can't talk about money.
Why should I get my license?
It's
back?
like, why should I get a license? You just taken away everything. So what do people do? They do radio checks and they talk about antenna coax. That's about what happens.
But you want to know the reality? The
Yeah,
reality of the
radio
situation?
check, there's no traffic.
Yeah.
The reality is you can talk about whatever you
Yep.
want.
Yep.
Because the First Amendment here, in America at least, we have freedom of speech, and that absolutely applies to amateur radio. There is case law to back that up. The
And-
FCC has been through it with various individuals trying to enforce their Part 97 regulations, and they failed every time. So they don't even pursue it anymore. The last time they pursued it was back in 1983.
And what's the 5 pillars of the First Amendment? Anybody know? Come on now. 5 pillars.
The First Amendment?
Yeah, there's 5 pillars under the First Amendment. Freedom of speech.
Yeah, liberty, happiness,
No.
expression,
No,
something
it's-
like that.
No, it's you got speech, you got freedom to assemble, freedom of religion,
Freedom to
redress government.
redress government, and
Did I say assembly? I think I said
yeah,
assembly.
you said assembly.
All right, what is it? Do you know? Because I don't know.
Shit. No, I watch Impact. Yeah, he got the 5 pillars. It's the
I
right to
know them. I
assemble.
just can't come up with them all.
The freedom of speech, the right to assemble.
It's speech, assemble, religion, redress,
Yes.
and there's one more.
Yeah. Anyway,
I thought that was
There's
part
more-
of expression, like
there's-
artistic expression or
there's
something.
there's 5
Well,
pillars.
it's- I mean, it's all part
not
of it,
just
but-
freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's the 5 different speech freedoms that you have. And
freedom of the
the
press.
Yeah, freedom
press,
of press.
press,
There you go.
assembly. It's press, assembly, religion, speech.
How could we not get press?
I don't know.
Well, yeah. Anyway, we have these things at least in the U.S., and it absolutely applies to the radio, and that goes for all radio except for FM broadcast. That's a little different animal, but that's only because,
It's commercial.
well, not because it's commercial. It's because back when the whole decency standard crap was done back in the 1900s, AM and FM radio was like in everybody's house. It was sort of like a public forum, or not a public forum, but a public enough avenue of communication that it was reasonable to assume young people, children, families, everybody would be hearing it. But CB, GMRS, ham doesn't fall under that. It's not a public standard.
But
So
even commercial has been slowly letting up.
they have. In fact, the list of banned words shrinks every year.
When I started in radio 14 years ago, I couldn't say douchebag. I couldn't say dick or balls. I couldn't say twat.
Bullshit.
Well, you can't say bullshit.
But they do if they eat right. I mean, it's a given.
I guess. But it's funny because you can say ass and you can say hole, but you can't say asshole.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucked up? No, you still can't say shit or the F word,
C word.
or the C word.
Oh,
which
I like the C
I
word.
try not to use the C or the F on here either, but it slips every now and then. The F word slips every now and then.
Oh, I love it. If I can get you to the point and you call me the cunt,
I've only done that
win.
once, and I don't want to hear it.
I love it.
I've only done that
win.
once, and you deserved it. All right, guys, last call. I'm getting ready to sign them off. I've been on here for a couple of hours now.
Since 9 or 9:30.
Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes. We're
Oh,
coming
that's
up
not
on.
bad.
Every night I come on with the intention of just getting 90 minutes done, and then at 2 hours I'm always like, all right, guys, I need to get off. Trey does that every day. He comes in, and we're getting ready to record, or we're getting ready to do a live segment, and he'll be like, I don't know, man, how on do I got in this segment? And I'll be like, 14 minutes. He'll go, I don't think I got 14 minutes on this.
Yeah, but he likes to.
And I'm like, you've got 14 minutes on this. He goes, I don't know if you've got 14. And then at like 16 minutes, I'm waving. You're out of time. You're out of time. He does that all the time. It's like, dude, you wind you up and let you go. You can just talk. You just don't even need nothing to talk about.
Steven says, what's the best common mode choke? Well, there's a problem with that question. And that's,
Normally
there's no,
from the front,
there's-
using the fingers like this.
There's no right answer. There's tons of people make their own at home, and there's so many variables. It just depends on what you need. There is no best. There's no best. I mean, you can build them a million different ways, different mixes in your toroids. You can use different thickness of wire, different
I get so
size.
sore in my toroids
Yeah, I
at
know,
night.
man.
Oh, man.
Homemade is probably best because it's gonna be the cheapest. You go online and buy those things. Boy,
They
they
wrap a
want 80
wire and
bucks
suddenly
for
it's $80.
'em. Right. It's like, wow.
When you look at what some of these things are, you're like, I'll just make that.
I know.
And I'll tell you, at these ham places, there was a guy that had a whole box of just all different size magnets and all different size things. And I'm like, wow. I mean, you literally could just go, yep, one of those, one of those, one of those, and build your own thing right in the parking lot, you know?
Yeah.
And
Those wire clippers that they were cutters, those wire cutters that you showed
mhm.
at the Tampa
Yep.
Ham
Those
Fest.
are
I
nice, yeah.
bought Joseph a pair of
I like
a
them.
tool.
I've
that I
used
bought.
them 3 or 4 times already. I've got them right in the car here. I
Yeah,
like
I
them.
was impressed by how well it worked. I didn't think it was gonna work because of the way the blade is. It's just a flat blade, so I thought, well, it's just gonna cut the wire too. But it works pretty good.
I was surprised, and it seems to work good. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I think I'm running out of secrets now. I really do, actually. I don't know what else I could tell you freaking guys.
Good. I've already been live from here, showed the signs and shit.
Well, I know. You know.
I go live from here. Can't show nobody though, but I show nature, show the parents. Nice.
It sucks that you, I mean, you really can't do a lot here because of the way the situation is, unfortunately. But,
You just gotta be careful with it.
yeah.
Not that bad.
They're cool around here. I mean, if you're going to do shooting, you just let them know that you're going to be shooting off away from everybody, or just go off away from everybody, and as long as you're careful,
There's
it's
YouTubers
cool.
that come
Yeah,
that-
you can
that
you can
travel
YouTube
around.
here. You just have to be careful. I'm YouTubing right now. We're being careful not to overexpose anything. So, yeah. So, you love funerals?
We had one earlier for the golf cart.
Yeah, we had an old golf cart we towed off to the junkyard here, and we don't have a funeral for that. No, I don't love funerals. I love cemeteries. There's a difference. I love visiting cemeteries. I love checking out the old stones. Carlotta and I both actually we love cemeteries. We've spent a lot of time in them over the years. You'll eventually spend plenty of time in one, but yeah. But funerals, no, I hate funerals. But I go because I'm very respectful and obviously, and I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I was on my department's honor guard for 12 years. I actually led the honor guard. So I had the whole Class A uniform and everything else.
Look at this. He's sleeping.
Yeah, it's busy. Sleeping on my car.
If I move this ham stick and you key that up, is that still the right thing? You just have this one laying.
I don't know. Check, 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 check. Nope, it still goes up to 2.
What variables here changed? I mean, what, you moved the car a little bit?
I screwed it back in. That was it. For some people, that's enough.
Why it's so crazy? Oh, the ground will keep still. Who knows? Maybe when the wire was in the door, it was grounding in the door because it was cutting through.
Yeah, I'm not much on funerals, but like I said, I've been to enough of them. I've been to firefighters all around Florida and even South Georgia that have died. We would drive there and we would represent our department. We would salute. We would do everything you do. It's something you do, whether you're a cop or a fireman or a medic, in the Coast Guard, whether you're in the military. When someone dies, there is a certain amount of honor that's expected. And we were a small department. We still had a 4-man honor guard that we sent wherever it was going on. We would send these guys. We would go, and the guys would buy their own hats and their own coats. And when I first started I started the thing, and I bought my own hat. I bought my own coat, and we started going to the things. It was out of respect. We wanted to do it. We wanted to represent. And then finally the department started buying the uniforms for us because we were doing so good, you know, and we looked good. We were very honorable. We were representing the guys at the station, which is important for everybody. And yeah, there you go. Ham sticks can be touchy, according to Junior, and yes, I agree. I've had the same experience. What about you? You like big old ham sticks?
No.
No? Okay.
Like Vienna sausage.
Oh my God. All right, I guess I'm going to let it go.
Bye, y'all. Not.
All right, guys, 2 hours, 20 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and call it. Everybody, thank you for being here tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the impromptu show here. It was not completely perfect, but it was good, and that's about all I got. But anyway, we're live from northeast of Tampa, Florida, in Florida, which is where Florida is in Florida, and Florida's in Florida usually most of the time. And but anyway, yeah, that's where we're at, and we are hanging out here, literally, yeah, I am having a good time this weekend. Somebody mentioned I'm in a real good mood this weekend. Yeah, I pretty much am. I'm having a good week, and I like to come out and hang out with friends and do radio. We've had some fun today doing radio. We went and had dinner at the Olive Garden. I had the usual fight with them about the soup and salad thing, bastards. I love their food there, but they screw you into the soup and salad. I don't eat soup, and I don't eat salad, and so I ended up ordering a bunch of like appetizers and shit, because I'm not going to order a meal that comes with free soup and free salad, and I don't eat the free soup and the free salad. That's kind of a waste of my money, and so I just wish they could fix that. Other than that, they got some of the best damn food you can eat right there, and it's kind of I call it a pricing scheme, is what it is. And you know something else? They only have one kind of salad there. There's no other restaurant in the world that only has one kind of salad. No Caesar, no tossed, no ranch, no blue cheese, no 1,000 islands, none of that. One kind of salad. They do have several kinds of soup. That's so cool for them to actually give you a choice. All right. My grid square at home is EL96BR. Echo Lima 96 Bravo Romeo. I'm not sure what it is here. but we're about 30-40 miles northeast of Tampa. Using the information you got from tonight's show, you could probably almost figure it out. I'm not a big salad person, but blue cheese is the best thing to dip buffalo wings in. I'll dip it in ranch, but blue cheese by far. Blue cheese, man. That's where it's at. I love some hot wings. I love Hooters has great wings, but there's a lot of really good wings different places. I prefer them breaded, but man, when you can get hot wings and get some really good fresh blue cheese, it's not that preservative-filled bottled horse shit. I'm talking stuff that has to stay refrigerated, real sauce. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing's better than going to a good barbecue restaurant and they just made the ranch about an hour ago in the back. That's the best you'll ever put in your mouth. Yep. So yeah, to all of my people at Olive Garden that are listening right now, quit your pricing scheme. Everybody else, and keep making the good food. Everybody else, I hope you guys had a good night. And snowman in Washington State, yep. And also, I hear New York got quite a snow, and then we've got a pretty big storm coming up. We'll be covering that in the next couple nights. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be leaving here. I'm not sure whether I'm doing a road show tomorrow or what. I'm going to play it by ear. I don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But at 9 o'clock, I'll go live wherever I'm at. If I get home, I'll go live from the studio. If I'm driving home, I'll go live from the car, but I will go live tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Also, New Year's Eve, I'm going to put up a posting on this. We will be live New Year's Eve for a long extended show, about 4 hours. And I'm going to go till probably 1 o'clock. We are going to be watching for, there's been some terror threats made. There's been several big terror plots that have been foiled. And so we're in a heightened level of alert going into New Year's for both other places as well as here in the United States on the East Coast and across the country. And so we're going to be watching that intently, plus ringing in the new year, and also checking all the other breaking news and anything else that happens across the country. We will be live on multiple screens. We'll be watching all the fireworks. We'll be watching any news, breaking events, pursuits, anything that's going on. So if you're going to be home and you're not doing anything else, make this your New Year's Eve destination right here on Starship Adventures. Yep, thanks crew for everything you do for me out there. I really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody have a good night out there. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures in Mobile Studio 1, live northeast of Tampa, Florida. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on the Sights and Sounds of Earth. Have a good night, everybody. 7 3s.